Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dr. Kyle Explains, your YouTube channel where we go through GCSE science content quickly and easily. Today we're going through the development of the model of the atom. If you find value from this content, please make sure you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the Plum pudding model. So before the discovery of the electrons, atoms were thought to be tiny spheres that could not be divided. Now, J.J. Thomson discovered the electron, which resulted in the development of the Plum pudding model. So the Plum pudding model is shown just here, and these dashes are representing electrons. And so you will not have to draw this model, but you might have to be able to recognize it from a picture, and you might have to describe it. So these dashes are representing electrons, and the big blue ball here is representing a big positive charge. Okay, so the alpha scattering experiment. This is an amazingly important experiment that led to the change of the way scientists viewed the atom. So what scientists did was they took some alpha particles. Now, an alpha particle is essentially a helium nucleus. And remember, a nucleus of an atom has a size of 1 × 10⁻14 meters. Now, these blue circles are representing gold atoms. And so scientists took a piece of gold foil and they fired these alpha particles directly at the gold atoms. Now remember, gold atoms have a size of 1 × 10⁻10 meters. And so when the scientists fired these alpha particles at the gold foil, some amazing findings were found. Most of the alpha particles went straight through the atom. Now, scientists then had to change the development of the atom by changing the Plum pudding model and realizing that the atom was mainly empty space. Some of the particles went close to the center and then deflected, showing that there must be a positive charge in the center. Now, very few of these atoms hit directly in the center and were hit straight back, showing that there must be a concentrated mass in the center because they had directly hit an alpha particle with the size of 1 × 10⁻14 meters into the center of the atom, which, as we know, a nucleus also has the size of 1 × 10⁻14 meters. What an incredible shot that must have been. Okay, so the results of the alpha scattering experiment led to the Plum pudding model being replaced with the nuclear model. And so the mass of the atom, or most of the mass of the atom, was now concentrated in the center. The electrons were now on the shells, and most of the atom is now empty space. Now, sometimes the nuclear model is also known as the Rutherford model. Later on, Niels Bohr stated that the electrons should be stuck in fixed energy levels and should not be all on the first shell. Later experiments also led to the discovery of the protons within the nucleus. Now, finally, James Chadwick found some particles with a neutral charge inside the atom, and these were later thought to be the neutrons. Okay, so for your GCSE, you need to be able to compare the models of the Plum pudding model and the nuclear model. Now, compare means find similarities and differences. And so in the Plum pudding model, the positive charge is spread around. In the nuclear model, positive charge is in the center of the atom. In the Plum pudding model, mass is evenly spread around, whereas in the nuclear model, the mass is concentrated in the center. The electrons are scattered throughout in the Plum pudding model, whereas in the nuclear model, the electrons are on the shell. Neither of these models have any neutrons, and both of these models have electrons. Please make sure you pay good attention to this table, as it's really important to be able to find the similarities and the differences of both of these models. Okay, so today we've described the differences between the Plum pudding model and the nuclear model of the atom. And we've also described how the work of Bohr and Chadwick changed the model of our atom. Thank you very much for watching. If you find value from this content, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and do check out my other videos for other help for your GCSE science. Just remember, every time you need some help, Dr. Kyle explains. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.